Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. So, first and foremost, all glory belongs to God, the creator of heaven and earth. And also, my appreciation to my father in the Lord, Pastor Obafemi Adeyinka. It's a great honor to be here. Please, a round of applause for him. My name, as already mentioned, Abiodun Akinyemi. I heard my big brother there said he finished from University of Lagos. Great Atokites. Same here. So I finished from University of Lagos from accounting department. I did my BSc there. The same thing with my masters, right? And currently I'm an associate at the PwC, an accounting firm. I know you understand that kind of firm. So today, I want to speak on upgrading your career. So, by the name catalyst, like enzyme that speed up, but I think there's a clause that also speed down the rate of chemical reaction. So we are specific. It is to upgrade and not to downgrade. So our own catalyst is going to upgrade your career and not to downgrade it. But to have a very deep understanding of what I'm trying to say, I'm sorry, we can look into the Bible, because at least we are in the church and we are talking to the people of God. In Luke chapter 19, verse 42. So there's a profound statement that Jesus made when he was coming, like passing through Jerusalem. And it reads, "If thou hast known, even thou, in this thy day, the things which belong unto thy peace, but now they are hidden from thy eyes." So looking at these deep statements made by Jesus while passing through Jerusalem, Kingdom Champions, we can see that Jesus was talking about missed opportunities. Jesus was talking about people looking at the utmost reality in front of them and they could not recognize it. And Jesus was pitying them. That's, hey, people of God, why can't you see? Why can't you see the environment? Why can't you see what God is doing? But the mind of the people were fixed. Moses said, it was written in the law. But the owner of the law is here, is telling you, look, see for yourself, because the story is changing. And that takes me directly to a story of a man in the 1990s. He studied secretarial study in the university and finished with first class, got a job after graduation, and was doing well for himself as a company secretary. Who knows about typewriting and shorthand here in the 1980s? And yes, anybody working in a company as a company secretary was a big man back then. So he was taking his full cash. Unfortunately, forward to 2010, the environment has changed from the use of typewriters to the use of computers. So the man could not keep up with the, he has to use Teams to book meeting, he has to prepare PowerPoint slides for executives in the boardroom. The only thing that his mind was fixed upon is to type and write shorthand during meetings. So eventually he was fired. I had a wife, about 4 children, 3 in school. So eventually he became stranded, poor, and frustrated. So what's the problem here? The problem is that the change that happened in 2010 until date did not happen in a day. It was a gradual change. But because the man could not see the gradual change over time, the change looked sudden to him and he could not react again. And at the end of the day, he became powerless. It's not because he's not hardworking, but he failed to have that proactiveness and foresight. And as I have it here, he failed to pivot. And that is going to be the specific aspect that we are going to focus on today. Upgrade your career by pivoting. P-I-V-O-T. And if you want me to go back home the way we spell things, P-I-V-O-T. Pivot. Upgrade your career by pivoting. And what does pivoting means? Pivoting does not mean that you abandon everything that you have been doing before. Let's say you study history and strategic studies, for example, and the market is changing. It doesn't mean that the course that you study is no longer useful. It's not the case that everything that you learned in the university has now suddenly, automatically, completely become useless. It only means that there are things that you can take from what you have learned to adapt and then apply to the current reality. Let's take, for example, I studied accounting, and back then the knowledge of accounting is to keep books of record, sitting down in one place and be doing debits and credits. But as time goes on, the field of accounting improves, and you have to understand something like data science so that you can analyze financial data and also prepare slides for the executive, organize meetings for merger and acquisition, which we were not taught in school, obviously. But does it mean that everything that we taught in school were useless? No. So the only thing that I was able to do is to pivot using what I already have. I'm not starting from the scratch. I don't believe in starting from the scratch. I only make use of the rubbles that I at least have from my past experience and use those rubbles to build castle. Right? So in that sense, pivoting means adapting your skills and mindset to remain relevant in the changing world. Pivoting means adapting your skills and mindset to remain relevant in a what? In a changing world. Change in the environment could be an opportunity and it could be a threat to you, depending on your reaction time. Some people wait for change before they react, and some people act before they change. Let me take it again. Some people, they wait for something to happen, for the change to happen before they react. And some people, they don't wait for the change. They lead the change, they innovate the change, they impose the change on the society. So these people that impose the change on the society, they are innovators. What would I call it? Does anyone want to be an innovator here? Who wants to be an innovator? Okay, probably because you have not heard the other. So the reactive people, they wait for something to happen first, change to come first, then they react. Those that react first, those are early adopters. When change happens, they quickly do something about it. And some people, even though they are reacting after the change, they are even reacting very, very slow. Those ones are laggards. What did I call it? So we have three people here. We have the innovators, we have early adopters, and we have the laggards. Who are you? I need one person to tell me who he is. An innovator, an early adopter, or a laggard. Oh, okay, any volunteer? Or I think Sapi told us about who we are now. Okay, I would classify myself as early adopters because it took me time to pivot. Because I was just reading theory, I was not paying attention to what is happening in the actual world. And that is why it is important to young people here. You are in school, you are being taught Pythagoras theorem, Kennedy's principle, Faraday's law, and all. But life does not stop there. You have to look into the world, what is happening in the market. How relevant are my skills in the market, and not just for today, for tomorrow, for the future, the forecast, right? So, pivoting in the language of the scripture means transforming your mind. Transforming what? Your mind. Even though you have your skill, you have your core skill, you have your core specialization as, let's say, a pilot. When the time comes to pivot, you can become a computer operator and not a typist. You are doing similar thing, but you are just upgrading. You are not throwing your past experiences, you are not throwing your life, you are not throwing your BSc away, you are not burning your certificates, but you are turning it to something relevant for today's world. You are a secretary. Why not thinking of becoming a digital administrator? Fundamentally doing the same thing, but in a different way. Yes, as an accountant, I've left that certificate that the school gave me. Yeah, I appreciate what Unilag did, made me a sharp boy. I'm able to speak some English, I'm able to do some math, but I am transiting to become a financial information engineer. I'm an engineer. I have to be able to play with data. Is anybody here running any course on data science or data analytics? Okay, so I think that is one of the things we need to pay attention to. So look at where you are now. You are not throwing everything away. You are only transforming your mind to do it different. You are only transforming your mind to do different. So, in order to do this, the first thing you need to do is to have the heart of a child. The heart of a child. Even we can be 40 years old, we can be 50 years old, we can still have that child mind. And as we have it in the scripture, let the little children come to me, for such is the kingdom of heaven. Who are the children? Not the children that were actually in that scene. It was people that came to Jesus. The disciples of Jesus, they were children, right? And they were prepared for the kingdom of heaven because they were humble enough, they were flexible enough to learn from Christ. So in your career, have that flexibility to adapt quickly to the changing world. And at the end of the day, it's going to be a creative story. Thank you for having me here, and God bless you.